again, we can't thank you enough, Casey, for coming to spend Christmas with us, the totally authentic Ninja Turtles, the very ones that you met in the 1990 smash hit Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie.
Yeah, Casey, we thought it was sure great that you come to spend Christmas with us for the past week. We sure do love it, and it's especially great that we're getting to continue our very special friendship. And isn't that what Master Splinter always says? That friendship is important.
Yes, very important. Sometimes I sing a song called Skipping Stones all about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, guys. Thank you very much for letting me stay for the holidays. It's been wonderful. At the same time, I mean, I think we can all be realistic. So before I say this, I definitely want to say that it's with all love and respect and everything, because you guys have been nothing but good to me. I mean, it's been fantastic. You fed me, you helped me get back up on my feet after I missed a couple of bills. I mean, it's no secret that I ain't got no place to stay or nothing. Things with me and April on the rocks right now, so it was great. But I know you're not the real Ninja Turtles, because
Whoa, hang on just a second there, Kimasabi. Did you say we weren't the real Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of obvious. You got those mouths. Maybe see a dentist or something, or a plastic surgeon. And half the time you guys are talking without them even moving. Hey, whoa there, fella. Don't you dare talk to your best friend Raphael like that. Yeah, Master Splinter says that it's always best to try to solve our conflicts. No, guys, hey, it's fine, okay? I know you're not the Turtles. I'm just as shocked as anybody that there's 4 other mutant turtles with a rat mentor, but maybe you're like a cousin or something.
No, turtles no have cousins. Only stepbrother and sisters.
Okay, I don't know what that meant, but if it was a threat, I mean, I'm packing. Casey, we've had the best Christmas singing all sorts of fun songs. Don't you want to stick around and sing more songs? No, I gotta go. This is getting pretty awkward. I think it's best at this point. Maybe I just leave.
I mean, sure, you could leave, yeah. But I mean, you might not make it home. Streets are dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I hear you. Is it dangerous from what?
Just random crime, man. Anything could happen. We lonely.
Yeah, Casey, you're my best friend. Some tells me that I'm gonna be here for a while.
Like Elvis in Blue Hawaii.
Oh, God.
Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here with another video from Fanboys Forever. And today, since it's the holiday season, I definitely want to wish you a Merry Christmas and thank you for watching. Hopefully your holiday season is going great. So first of all, let's talk about what the video is going to be about today. Pretty much, I have just gotten in the mail the long-awaited pre-order from Neca Direct for the Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze box set of figures in the VHS case, and also the Secret of the Ooze accessory pack. So these are releases I've been excited about for a very long time. Of course, now the original first movie figures are several years old, so this update is definitely a long time coming. Of course, those are some of the best movie figures of all time, so I'm very excited just to open these up and go through and show off some of the stuff that we get. But before we begin, please make sure that you're subscribed and that you've liked the video. Doing both of those things really helps the channel out, and we really appreciate it. With all that out of the way, let's begin. Before we can look at the accessories, we definitely want to go ahead and just look at the figures themselves. As you can see from the opening, we finally have an explanation for why Casey Jones was not in Turtles 2. And he wasn't having a good time. But at least it ties into Turtles 3. Alright, so let's go ahead and just look at this box, because this is just amazing. For one thing, it's a great replication of that old original VHS box right there. It's something that I became very familiar with as a kid, and something they've been able to replicate startlingly well, actually. Other side is the same, but what's really cool is that they were able to recreate the back of the VHS, with this time having some toy reviewer quotes instead of movie critic quotes, and a little bit of a summary. Gives you some credits. So as you can see, just like a real VHS case, it slides off from the bottom. Here's our 4 turtles. Now, since this is all highly reflective, it does make it a little difficult to get a good look at them because of all the reflections coming off of the plastic. Let's go ahead and show you what the box looks like. It just has the movie logo back there, and they simply just have some other cool product shots on the box, so I really do like that. All right, let's get them out of the box. And this is what you get with the VHS set. One of the most surprising things, before I talk about the figures themselves, is that you get this diorama thing back here, and I didn't realize that it was the thing. Maybe I forgot about it from the initial listing, but it recreates the docks where they have the big fight with Super Shredder at the end of the movie. Some of the graffiti in the background and all of that is the same, so that is just awesome. I'm really glad they included that. I am always a sucker for a good diorama, so that's awesome, and it's made out of a good thick cardstock. I think in my head I always had a notion of what these would be like. I think we all sort of realized that, yeah, eventually they would be heading towards Turtles 2. For me, I just always assumed that they would be pretty much straight reissues with a little bit different paint job and new heads. And much to my surprise, there's a lot more that's new here than I anticipated that there would be. For one thing, these are not exactly the same bodies. As a matter of fact, there's quite a bit of new when it comes to the arms and the chests and the front of the shells and the backs of the shells. It's just quite a bit different. If you're not really sure what I mean by that, I'll just show you a quick comparison. Of course, with my original turtles, I have the first movie accessory pack heads on them, so if they don't look familiar to you, that's why. Say, for instance, it's pretty surprising when you get them side by side. You've got like Leonardo here, and you can see that everything from the front of the shell to the definition of the arms, it's very different on these guys. The coloring is especially really different, and they've just done so much new. None of the harnesses are the same because those were all different in the second movie. I have to hand it to them. They even redid all of the paint applications to where they would have that more kind of highlighted look like they had in the second film, and that they would have the spots, which always felt a lot more prominent in the second film, even though they did have spots in the first as well. And of course they have new accessories, so let's definitely talk about those. For one thing, you have the kid-appropriate accessories, like from the opening fight of the movie, particularly the little like whack-a-mole thing or whatever it's supposed to be that Donatello gets. I really like this thing, little foam hammer, where he's, you know, bouncing back and forth and hits the guy with it. And then for Raphael, not only do you have the size, but you also get a special piece of pizza to where he can impale it with the sai, where I believe he catches it behind the couch in Turtles 2. And then with Michelangelo, you also get the combat cold cuts, as he called them in the movie, when he picks up the sausages and uses those. Even though they were trying to work around some violence stuff and parent complaints, I always found that stuff really creative, and it certainly didn't hamper my enjoyment of it as a kid. And that's definitely something that I think deserves to be mentioned about Turtles 2, is when I talk to a lot of other people, and many of my friends all say that Turtles 2 was actually their favorite Turtles movie. It was just a little bit more like the cartoon, and I think that's what we were all looking for. And so, you know, I know that looking back, it's obvious that the first Turtles film is a much better movie, but at the time, when it comes to that target audience of children, Secret of the Ooze really had it where it counted. Some of the other accessories include this really cool fire extinguisher that actually has a flexible hose and everything on it. The fire extinguisher is used around the end of the movie to defeat Toka and Razar. You get 2 canisters for TGRI Ooze right here. And what's cool is that one is full and one is empty. This is like from the scene where the professor is disposing of the last vials of Ooze. And you get the generic pizza box right there with just the Italian stereotype right there with the dough. And you get half-eaten pieces of pizza. You get 4 of them, not counting the one that Raphael has. You also get several different alternate hands. I'm not a big alternate hands guy, but I'll just show you really quick. You get these 2, these 2, these 2, and these 2. Now, what's interesting is you do get an extra, like, spare lower arm. So I guess they just include that as an extra in case you need one or something breaks or something like that. I always like getting extra hands and things, but I hate spending time covering them in reviews. But they're there. I do want to apologize for not going over much of the articulation on the figures, but I just feel like that we all kind of already know what to expect from these, and that anybody who's interested in these and kind of knows all of their limits and all of the ways that they excel. Also, one last little note, I will say that overall the paint quality was very, very, very good on these turtles. The only issue that I saw was, for whatever reason, were the bottom parts of their right legs, like around the ankle, were all had like a stress mark in a similar spot, and I don't know what that's about. And one of them even almost had a hole in it. It was so stressed in just this one little tiny spot. So you can see it with Leonardo right there. So I don't know what that is, something weird in production, but it did not inhibit the figure. And the paint is so much better than it was years ago when they released the 1990 Turtles movie figures. So this is just a huge step up, and I'm so thankful that they did Secret of the Ooze. Overall, I really, really like these guys. I think they're awesome looking. The next item we'll be looking at is the accessory pack. Now, I learned the hard way with the first accessory pack that I don't want to be late to the party on these. The first accessory pack, I had to pay an arm and a leg to get it off of eBay on the secondary market, so I wasn't going to miss the second movies pack. You have lots of hilarious images that they've put together to help you recreate different scenes from the film, and of course they're here to jog your memory if you've forgotten what they were like. One of the biggest reasons anybody gets these sets is for the alternate portrait options. Very interestingly, they definitely included the best Leonardo head in the accessory pack, which is sort of sad in a way. This is a fine head right here, and I like it. It captures, there's several scenes that it really captures of Leonardo, but it's not nearly as good as this alternate portrait. As you can tell, this more serious head does a much better job of capturing the original animatronic. Of course, it's fitting that these figures are a little more advanced in their likenesses and definitely go to that next level, because the animatronics in the film went to the next level. And regardless of which movie you like better, I think that it's easy to see which one has the superior technology behind it. One of my other favorite alternate portraits is this Donatello head, which is incredible. This must be the Farajaka head. Farajaka. If you know the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. This is the hilarious Raphael tied to a post head, where he's got the duct tape over his mouth, or as I like to call it, the a little too Raph head. If you want Michelangelo to have a more serious head, then he comes with this one, which is pretty similar to the accessory pack head for Michelangelo in the first movie set. We all know Raphael gets a lot of love in figure form, so it only makes sense that he would get yet another alternate head. This eye is maybe a little off on mine, just slightly. There's a little more white than on the other side, but still I think it's pretty good, and I think I can work on that a little bit to improve it slightly. And if you're wondering why I didn't switch Donatello out, I don't have any hot water on me. Sometimes the heads are really hard to switch on these, which is a little different compared to the first one. You do get the funny Casablanca hat that Michelangelo wears. This looks really terrific on him here. It gives the head all sorts of added personality, and what's great is they have a little hole in the back for his bandana to kind of key to, so it works out really well. This is when he's saying goodbye to April when he's going to look for the new lair. Hilariously, they include some cleaning gear for two of the turtles. This is when they're trying to clean up April's apartment as a surprise, since they've been crashing at her place, and Donatello is ready for some deep cleaning. But he's not the only one to get an effeminate makeover. You have a full-on pink apron for Michelangelo. It's a little bit easier if you take the head off and you just loop it around that way. And look at that, how lovely. He is ready to do some spring cleaning at April's apartment. And if you're as dedicated as the team at Neca is to recreating every moment of everything that happens in April's apartment, then you'll get these two wax-on, wax-off brushes. And here he is to reenact the classic scene. Fun fact, I had never seen The Karate Kid as a child, so I always just thought wax on, wax off was a joke from Turtles 2. I'm not kidding. It's sad. If you want the big bowl right here from April's apartment, you can totally have it. With a ridiculous amount of Herculean effort, I was finally able to switch heads on Donatello. Seriously, it was unbelievably difficult to do for some reason, but this is him with his bow staff turned mop that he uses to clean in April's apartment. Again, absolutely hilarious that seems to be a real focus of this set, but I happen to love all those scenes. If you're looking for the mug in April's apartment, then this is your lucky day. If you're looking for the cup with the straw that Michelangelo was drinking, I guess, soda out of in April's apartment, there you go. Here is the candy bar that Michelangelo was eating in April's apartment. We do have the 2 bags of potato chips, which I'm always glad to get these hard sculpted, just plastic bags of potato chips because they're so detailed, and there's a bunch of nutrition facts and fake barcodes and things on the back. These are just great accessories just to have in your 12th scale, just stuff laying around. So it's really cool to have these, and you can see the size is really nice. One accessory that did go with Michelangelo is his moving suitcase. Now what's cool about this is not only do you get the cool stickers on the front, but you also get them on the back as well, and you have all the different clasps and everything, and this actually can pop open. And the handle is even flexible, so it can go down and go up just like a real suitcase would, and that simply pops open, and on the inside it's actually painted and detailed with little straps and things, so you could technically store a lot of your accessories in there. Earlier I mentioned the scene in the movie where they're disposing of the last files of Ooze, and later on Donatello gets to that computer, if you remember, as the turtles attempt to track down the remaining samples. And they even have the window on the computer here showing all the different vials of Ooze and showing that, hey, there's one left. I am so impressed by this greatly detailed early 90s, late 80s desktop computer. And here we even have the keyboard that goes with it. This is just incredible. Yes, they caught wind of Mattel's Jurassic Park computer and decided that they were not to be outdone. Here they are side by side. These will be really fun to put in the same display, actually. They're just great. There's 2 different types of computers, but they're awesome. I was especially impressed by this, and it's the TGRI Ooze canister that actually comes apart, and it keys right back in together to make a whole canister, which this is the one that Splinter shows them and puts it together. So here's a really fun accessory. You have an old telephone, and I just love this thing. Not only can you hang the phone right in there in the receiver, but you also have the cord. You can actually flex this around, and the turtles can use it like they do in the scene in the movie. So it's really cool to have like a telephone from a telephone booth, and you to be able to hang it up. I'm sure if you heat up the cord, it'll get rid of this kind of plastic memory that's going on right here. Maybe, yeah, you can just kind of pose it around if you want to, but this is going to be great. And look, it even has a little screw hole right there, so you can technically mount it if you want to. How awesome is that? This is like early 90s accessories, the pack. You get another one of those pizza boxes from the movie, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's a repeat accessory, and that's what I thought, like from the VHS set, but nope. You pop it open, and it's the pizza that has the little cubes that are disguised in the movie when they're trying to give that like antidote to Toka and Razar and trick them into eating it. It's great to have that because that goes with the donuts that they tried to give them that actually came with Toka and Razar. Speaking of Toka and Razar, they do actually include their animal forms when they get turned back into an adorable wolf and a snapping turtle. Now, these are perfect counterparts to the baby turtles that we got in the first movie's accessory pack, but these are just wildly impressive. Some of the best like looking animals in this scale. They're just fantastically detailed, and especially I think the snapping turtle rings really true to me. The dog is still really cool looking, or wolf, or whatever you want to say, or German Shepherd, I'm not really sure. But these are really cool, and just great to have animals like this in this scale. I have the keytar here that Michelangelo uses after they turn up the amp to blast the shredder after a Ninja Rap. And unbelievably, we do get a little paper Ninja Rap is Born newspaper that you can actually open up, believe it or not. And I believe they've just, created some kind of digital image file just to substitute in, and it has sports on the back. Oh, this is so great that it's actually in scale with the figures, so Splinter can hold it up fake accusingly at the end of the movie. Poor Raphael. I suppose we'd better give him a reprieve from his silence. And here's Raphael with that alternative head that we looked at earlier. And here it is all together, every single item that you receive between the 2 sets, the VHS 4-pack of The Secret of the Ooze Turtles, as well as all of the crazy movie-specific accessories that you get with the accessory pack. So, in a word, wow. It is hard to believe that any company could take one movie and generate this much material from it in terms of a collectible toy line. It is so insane that Neca has given us not only these incredible alternate portraits for the turtles, all these different options, new body pieces and paint jobs, as well as all of these incredibly movie-specific accessories to pretty much make the Turtles 2 experience practically complete. Of course, there's a few side characters that we need to get, and especially the Paige Turco April. I'm not sure if that's a thing that we'll be getting soon. I know that we'll be getting Kino here pretty soon, and he actually even comes with his like motor scooter. So I'm really excited about that. And this was a long time coming. I feel like it had been a long time since I placed that initial order, but honestly, it's not been all that long, I suppose. And even though you had to put the money up front, which always bites with pre-orders, it is so satisfying to get these in and see how well everything turned out. From the smallest minutia of 90s specific accessories all the way to the incredible overhaul that was given to the turtle sculpts, this is just a winner in every respect. I'll be really curious to see if Neca is able to give a similar treatment to Turtles 3, a movie that's much more derided and divisive among fans, and maybe doesn't have quite as much quality to work with, but I'm still curious one way or another, and I would like to see it happen. Heck, why not? I'm very open-minded about these things. And of course, I'm really glad that you and the Turtles could help me celebrate this holiday. It's been great to not only get a little bit of turtle action in with Christmas, but also just to look at this awesome set with you. If you were interested in the accessory set, I'm very sorry to say that that appeared to be a Neca exclusive item, and that pre-order closed many moons ago. So unfortunately, you'll have to go through the secondary market like I did for the first movie's accessory set. If you can live without it, then I understand that as well, because this is truly only for the most ultra specific fans of the movie, like myself, who grew up watching it constantly, reciting every single line, rewatching it over and over and over again. However, if you're not one of those obsessed fans like I was growing up, then chances are you'll miss very little by not getting the accessory set. So the only figure that I'm missing that's been released so far from Neca is the new Shredder from Secret of the Ooze in the purple suit with the bladed helmet. I'm definitely looking forward to finding that one. I know the Turtles themselves are showing up in 2-pack form at Walmart. I think they're a Walmart exclusive for now. So if you want to find those, that's probably the very best way to locate them right now. And every now and then I still see Super Shredder every now and then. He doesn't last long, but when I do, it's always at Walmart. So be sure to keep an eye out on your local Walmarts. I know what a nightmare that can be, but always keep an eye out also for the Neca store, because when they put up these pre-orders, that's the only way I was able to get like Toka and Razar, and a little while back they even did a reissue of Toka and Razar. So thankfully Neca does take care of its people like that, and they're always making sure that things are available. Alright friends, if you enjoyed this review, then please let me know down below, and leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let me know what your memories of Secret of the Ooze are. Were you an obsessed fan like I was, or did you not care very much for it when it came out? I have a feeling that people right in my age range, right around that 35 mark, is definitely going to probably feel pretty similarly about this movie and how great we all thought it was at the time. As always, God bless you and yours. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys have a great one. And I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Fanboy out.